Welcome and thank you for joining me, Dr. Jason W. Morrison, Theologist, New South Wales, Australia. We're doing study article 43 of the Watchtower Study Edition for October 2019. We've done a couple already, but we're up to the section which is... Have I missed it? Where am I? Guard against loving money. Now, this guard against loving money, my goodness me, the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society are having a massive sell-off of their buildings and things, and they're building massive amounts of dollars. But let's just look at some footage from these people when they talk about watch out for the love of money. My goodness.
Recently made to Bethel families worldwide regarding a reduction and simplification of our work at Bethel and also in the field. Now, you may have heard something about it, but what are the facts? Well, we've invited the coordinator of the publishing committee here, and Brother Samuel Hurd is going to read an announcement that will clarify matters for us.
Well, it's finally happened. You're going to want to stay tuned for this one. I think I'm going to break down my thoughts on the points as they're brought up.
Here is the announcement. On Wednesday, September the 23rd, 2015, the worldwide Bethel family was informed of a number of adjustments that are being made in order to make the best use of dedicated funds. At this time, we would like to make you, dear brothers and sisters, aware of some of these adjustments. The governing body has directed that a number of our branch and assembly hall construction projects worldwide be delayed, reduced in scope, or in some cases, canceled.
Their expansion has officially halted.
However, kingdom halls will continue to be built or renovated in proportion to whatever the brothers are able to contribute for this purpose.
What I gathered from what he just said there is that more kingdom halls being built depends greatly, if not entirely, on if the local brothers in the area can come up with the funds necessary to do so.
In addition, all branches have been asked to reduce the size of their Bethel family.
I guess the economy really is bad when even Jehovah's Witnesses have layoffs.
We will continue to support special pioneers and temporary special pioneers in developing lands. However, in more affluent countries, where a large number of regular pioneers are zealously engaged in the preaching work, the number of temporary special pioneers will be reduced significantly.
Countries that are more wealthy, I guess, are just going to have to fend for themselves. They're pulling the special pioneers out.
There will also be some reduction in the number of special pioneers. We feel sure that many regular pioneers will be willing to move to the areas where temporary special pioneers were formerly assigned so that the kingdom work will continue unabated.
I love how they assume that the regular pioneers will pick up the slack.
And no doubt, some who were previously serving as temporary special pioneers will be willing to continue in their assignment as regular pioneers. Please be assured that these adjustments are not being made because of a lack of financial support on your part.
Oh, it's because of all the child molestation lawsuits.
The response to JW.org, to public witnessing, to JW broadcasting, and the expanded use of videos at the conventions this year has been simply overwhelming.
Yeah, JW broadcasting and all the cute little videos. It was nice. It was cute. But it's just a case of too little too late. They couldn't draw enough attention and enough money to keep this ship afloat.
However, it must be acknowledged we can only do so much with the funds at our disposal.
We can only do so much? Where is Jehovah?
we desire to give priority to those activities that contribute the most to the spiritual welfare of God's people and the advancement of the global preaching work. Consider, for example, today's announcement that beginning in January, our public magazines will be published bi-monthly. There's no question that an abundance of spiritual food has been produced. So much, in fact, that many of our brothers have found it difficult to keep up.
You supposedly have the backing of a limitless God. The brothers can't keep up? That's pretty much like saying Jehovah can't keep up.
This adjustment will not only allow us to use available funds effectively, it will help our brothers to keep up with our spiritual provisions. We will be reducing personnel at Bethel. Some Bethel family members will be invited to serve in the field. In addition to their regular work, Bethel family members will be caring for many of the services that were previously provided by fellow Bethelites.
So now the remaining Bethelites have to do double duty, twice the work. And don't forget, they're unpaid. Guys, I gotta say, this is a crazy announcement. I'm excited about it. I feel like calling my relatives. You're gonna have a lot of brothers and sisters defecting because of this announcement. I'm excited about it. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have the brothers and sisters that are going to go down with that sinking ship. But I think there's going to be a mass of witnesses who are going to defect and leave the organization because of this news. When you're an organization that claims to have God's backing and you run out of money, what does that say? Get out of her. Babylon the Great has fallen.
Good morning, everybody. Thought I'd do a quick video here. Now, many of us know that the Mormon Church has been under fire lately because of their questionable use of funds and their investments and the companies that they're funneling money to. And I did a video a couple of days ago about Watchtower should be nervous. And yeah, they should be. So I actually took a break from answering emails this morning and went digging. Now, most of the nonprofit charities, tax exempt, have to file Form 990s with the IRS here in the United States. And there's several different places, you know, that you can go and find these, even on the IRS website or citizensaudit.org. So I did some digging, and I found the 2016 tax return that they had to file in 2017, by the fall of 2017. And I did a screenshot, and I want you guys to look at this. Do you see where that arrow is? Book value of all assets at the end of the year, $1.5 billion. And under the 1.5, actually it's almost 1.6 billion. But do you see what the organization's primary unrelated business activity is? Investment activities. Unbelievable. Now that is just the Watchtower Bible Tract Society of New York. When I put in the Watchtower Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania, as you can see, the Watchtower Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania, that on their 990T form here, they have income from partnerships and S corporations of $146,509. And of course, they, had a few deductions. So total was $139,000. Now I did Christian Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses, and as you can see, it says financial documents not available. So it makes me wonder, is that considered or listed as a tax-free corporation and they don't have to file one of these forms? I don't know. I'm just guessing here. But I did notice here on this form at the bottom that they did have to pay some taxes on this income, investment income. And it looks like they had to pay $10,064. So anyway, I'm going to put the link down below to my Dropbox for these documents that I found. And I also want to mention that many have sent me links and articles about the Catholic Church now. They're going to be less secretive in hiding the child abuse, that, you know, they're going to release all this information to the authorities. So I'll put the link down below, you know, to that. And if you guys haven't watched the news report underneath my Mormon church video that I did the other day, please watch that, because I was shocked to find out that the Mormon church has more assets than the Catholic Church. I thought for sure the Catholic Church would have more money, and they may have some hidden away, you know, in corporations and stuff, but I just find it interesting and shocking that the Mormon church has more money. So my humble opinion, I would like to see all of these churches come under fire for the way, not only that they have been fleecing the people, taking their money, and misusing these funds, and then trying to get out of paying these child abuse victims. And I still am upset at Watchtower because they have not joined the Australia redress. You have $1.5 billion in assets just for your Watchtower corporation in New York, and you can't willingly admit you have a problem, apologize to the victims, and join this redress with a little bit of your money. And like I said the other day, we know Watchtower's charitable works. Their idea of doing charity work is
Attention. The following tax return information for the Watchtower Society is publicly available at citizenoaudit.org. Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania, 625 Red Mills Road, Waltham, New York. Exempt Organization Business Income Return, IRS Form 990T, for tax year 2014. This is the most recent return available for the Society. On this return, the Society reports income from unrelated, for-profit, business activity, in this case, ownership interest in investment partnerships, totaling $2,703,029. Which was received from the following two limited partnerships, or LPs. Milestone Real Estate Investors 2, LP, income received of $2,597,900. North Haven Offshore Infrastructure Partners, income received of $157,810. These are private investment partnerships and are far less regulated by the U.S. government than are the public stock exchanges and bond markets. They are not open to ordinary investors, but only open to a limited number of accredited investors, that is, high net worth individuals with substantial annual income, or institutions, such as pension funds or university endowment funds, since they require a very large minimum initial investment, and because this type of investment can carry substantial risk. Each investor then becomes a limited partner. Therefore, they meet the definition of hedge funds. The question is, why is a religious organization like Watchtower investing in hedge funds, which can engage in aggressively greedy business practices that may be morally and ethically questionable? Based on the total income the Society received from such funds in its 1 year alone of over $2,700,000, and assuming a 10% annual rate of return, which one of these funds claims to provide, this could indicate that Watchtower has almost $30 million invested in these two funds alone. There are 4 prior years' returns also available, beginning with 2011, indicating that Watchtower has invested in several other of these funds as well. This raises a second question: where are they getting the millions of dollars to place at risk by investing in such funds?
Well, when was the last time you saw any financial reports for the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society? We know that there is no transparency when it comes to the Society's finances. However, since the Society has begun to engage in for-profit investment activities, apparently since 2010, they are required by the IRS to file these forms, which are known as Form 990T, to declare their taxable income from investment activities. Since investment activities are in no way related to their charter, which their corporate charter is to preach the good news of the kingdom. So thank goodness for citizensaudit.org, who makes this information available online, and I will try to post the link to the page where you can go and download all 5 years of these tax returns, which begin 2010 and go through 2014, which is the one we're looking at now. So let's quickly take a look at this form. You see at the top that this is indeed name of organization, Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania. The line there, line H, says describe the organization's primary unrelated business activity, and it says investment activities. And we see on line 5, income or loss from partnerships and S corporations, attached statement, and we'll look at that in a second here. The statement that itemizes where this information, where this money came from, $2,703,029. Okay, so let's go, and you have to flip through. The return itself is 4 pages long, and then you statement 1, 2, and 3. Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania, again at the top. So we look here at statement 2, or excuse me, statement 3, income or loss from partnerships. And here is where these private equity partnerships, which some call hedge funds, are listed. The largest amount was received from Milestone Real Estate Investors Limited Partnership, $2,597,900. And the next largest amount was received from North Haven Offshore Infrastructure Partners, a limited partnership, $157,810. And then there was a little bit of a loss from a third limited partnership, again, what some call hedge funds, $52,000, for a net investment income from partnerships of a little over $2,700,000. And again, if you figure that you're getting the 10% investment or return on investment, then you can times that by 10. 2,700,000 by 10 is about $27 million that you would have to have invested, and probably a little bit more, because you're probably not going to be getting a full 10% investment. Now we can go look at the previous year's one of the previous year's returns. You can see here we have income and loss from partnerships, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different partnerships, and this year they sustained losses on all of these investments, all of these limited partnerships, for a total of a $658,000 loss. And again, this shows the speculative, risky nature of these private equity funds, or these hedge funds as they're sometimes called. And so this begs the question, why are they investing in this speculative area of investing, which essentially boils down to gambling with other people's money that was contributed, etc., by hardworking members of Jehovah's Witnesses. So, really, what is the purpose of these kinds of highly speculative and risky investments? Well, let's look at the webpage where there's Milestone Real Estate Investors. Now, they offer 4 of these funds, and the society is invested in fund number 2. And we see here they describe their investment strategy. And let's read this as if this sounds like the type of thing that a Christian organization should be investing in. The bottom half of the page, it says, Milestone seeks assets where we can create value and enhance investor returns. Milestone will target assets that include properties held by motivated sellers facing balance sheet problems, unfunded capital requirements, or liquidity challenges. In other words, sellers who are in over their heads in debt. Okay? And liquidity challenges means they cannot meet their debts. They don't have the cash coming in to pay the bills that they owe. Properties owned by partnerships or families facing large tax implications. In other words, people who owe the government more tax than they can pay. People that are in debt to the U.S. government. Underperforming loans and real estate owned by lenders and servicers. Okay, so there again, you have probably foreclosed property in that group. In other words, distressed properties. It's almost like taking advantage of companies and individuals and families who are having a hard time paying their bills, and they're in debt over their head, facing foreclosure. Doesn't sound like what the type of investment goals that a religious organization should have. Let's see what the scriptures say about persons who engage in activities such as this. Ephesians 5, verse 5 says, "For of this you can be sure, no immoral, impure, or greedy person, such a person is an idolater, has any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God."
Well, looking at the information on Watchtower's financial position, I don't think they're as poor as what people believe. It's a multi-billion-dollar business using religion as a shopfront. Now, what they're doing, because they're getting into a lot of trouble with the child pedophilia within their organisation that they've tried to cover up, and there's multiple lawsuits against them that are taking place now as a result of their members abusing children sexually. I think they're just trying to make up money to pay for that rather than use their assets, as it were. I know they're selling off a lot of kingdom halls and stuff, but guarding against the love of money, this organisation is a lover of money within itself. But we'll do a little bit of this now and see where we end up.
Consider the example of David, a hard-working elder who lives in the United States. He describes himself as having been a dedicated employee. Guard against loving money. Paragraph 5. Question. Why must we guard against developing a love of money?
If the organisation didn't love money, viewers, why are they trying to protect themselves from the child abuse claims? Why aren't they joining the redress and apologising and doing the right thing by the people that have been maimed in their organisation? It's because they love money. They don't want to lose money.
We naturally want to have enough to eat, suitable clothes to wear, and a decent place to live. However, we must guard against developing a love of money.
Now, having a love for money, let's just get this in its right perspective. Having a love for money and having a need of money are two different things. I'm not sure how you can actually love money. Love is, well, we need love, but we also need money. Money is something that we need. And it's something that we can't neglect. That's what we go to work for money. Just because the Bethelites and things go and volunteer and all this stuff, what happens when they get put off? That's another subject, isn't it? There's stacks of videos on the poor old Bethelites that got laid off and had no career, no future, anywhere to go. And this is where you get into the educational side of things and the school side of things of that the Jehovah Witnesses don't agree with either. But let's carry on here. The love of money is being mistaken here as the need of money. I can't see how you can love money when it's actually something that you need.
Many who are part of Satan's world are lovers of money and of the things that money can buy.
Now, what they're not saying here, viewers, is many are part of Jehovah's world are lovers of money as well. There's no difference between the two. And of the things that money can buy. These people are professional. They've got professional business people behind them using their assets to gain money. Your money is being used to gain money for the Watchtower, whether you want to admit that or not.
2 Timothy 3:2. Jesus knew that his followers might be tempted to develop this love.
No, Jesus knew that the necessity of money has always been, historically and into the future, a need. Now, we can get into selfishness and not wanting to share and things like that. That's another issue. But this is attacking the neutrality of money. Money is a neutral part of life. It's a matter of how you use it and your attitude towards it. But to automatically think that our bend is towards the love of money rather than the need of money is undermining the whole construct of what money is and how it works. And that's the nature of this organisation. They're chasing money. Don't you worry about it. Left, right and centre. They want all the money they can get. They don't do charitable works. They don't do anything of the such of what the other churches do. They just send people out to stand at carts, and we know how unsuccessful that's been. But please don't confuse your need of money, your pursuit in life to be successful as a love of money. A love of money is somebody such as Nabal in the Bible. Although Nabal in his own selfish right was a generous man, he used to have feasts and things like that. But if you put money before the welfare of people, then you've got certain matters that you might need to look at. And this is what this organisation has done. As Kimmy's put earlier in this video, why aren't they meeting the redress here in Australia and putting their hand up and say, yeah, we've had 1,006 unreported cases in Australia of child sexual abuse that we have been found guilty of. You've called us to the redress and we will turn up. Well, what's going to happen is the government is running out of patience. And these organisations, the Jehovah Witnesses and whoever else they are, that aren't coming to the redress are going to be exposed. But let's get back to the point. Don't let this organisation undermine, or any religious organisation, undermine your essential daily need to have money and your right to live a prosperous life if you're able to do that.
We naturally want to have enough to eat, suitable clothes to wear, and a decent place to live. However, we must choose. Matthew 6:24. A person who and of the things that must one and love the other, or he will stick to the one and despise the other. You cannot slave for God and for riches.
Just want to say you can. I want to make this perfectly clear. You can have a prosperous life, a well-structured financial life, and do things for Jehovah or God. Most of the Jehovah Witnesses around here that I speak to down in the park and that, they're successful, some are very successful business people. So don't let this religious, fanatical view of undermining money take root in your mind, because you've got every right to make yourself able to produce as much money as you can while you live.
Matthew 6:24. A person who worships Jehovah while also spending excessive time and effort trying to gain this world's riches would, in a sense, be trying to serve two masters.
In what sense? If somebody has to work 40 hours a week to provide for their children and to give their wife a good life and all that stuff, why is that a problem? See, what the Watchtower here is doing here is bending priorities. If you're a minister in religion and you're being paid a wage and all the rest of it, then you have the obligation to give your time to this. But the poor old cart person or publisher or whatever they call them that volunteer, it's wrong for you to neglect your priorities. That's all I'm going to say. It's wrong. And this is what this is suggesting, that you neglect your priorities and put the religious aspects of life first. But why they've messed this up, that's only obligatory. You're only obliged to do that if you're working in a leadership role, and that leadership role is making provision for you to have a prioritized financial life. Now, I'm going to stop here, and we'll carry on with this in the next session, but I do ask you to join me, because we're going to confront this argument about whether does your spiritual service come before your priorities to provide financially for yourself and for the people that you're responsible for in your life. This is Dr. Jason W. Morrison, Theologist, New South Wales, Australia. Bye for now.